Hello, I'm Kevin Benedict, Senior Vice President of Solution Strategy at Regalix, and we're reporting live this week here from Sapphire 2018, SAPPHIRENOW 2018. My guest today is Nils Herzberg.
Yes, you did well. Yeah, fine.
All right, now you have a great name, and I have to tell you, I have a tablet here, and your title is 3 lines long.
Okay. Good God, what did they give you?
Global Head Go-to-Market and Strategy Partnerships for SAP Leonardo IoT.
Yes.
At SAP.
Yeah, and it has evolved a little bit since then. My focus is mostly on Industry 4.0, IoT. But yes, I do need to order that business card, the extra wide one.
Yes, that folds out. So let's talk about Industrial Revolution 4.0 and digital transformation. All of these things, it seems like the response to all of those big mega trends is SAP's Leonardo.
Yes and no. I think Leonardo is going to be a huge enabler of making these trends a reality. But if you look at, for instance, Industry 4.0, the basic assumption is business process automation. What do you do for that? You need to actually have data from the real world processed, being brought into the business processes so that you can run the business processes in a more automatic, automated way. And so, yes, Leonardo is a huge enabler of the investments that our customers have already done, be it in design engineering, be it in manufacturing, be it in planning, be it in asset management, be it in logistics, be it in transportation, be it in warehousing. So I think what Leonardo will do is to lift all of those investments to the next level and enable our customers to run a much more precise business, because the precise business knows what is really going on. So you build the connection between the real world and the business processes.
So 2 years ago when I first started hearing the brand SAP's Leonardo, I was thinking about it as an IoT platform. It seems
it has gone broader. It has much gone broader.
What's been added to that?
Yeah. So Leonardo is a portfolio of capabilities running on the SAP Cloud Platform. 5 that I would like to highlight: IoT number 1, big data is number 2, machine learning is number 3, blockchain number 4, and analytics is number 5. You could also almost imagine it like being an iPhone with the various capabilities running on the same platform. Why Leonardo? Because Leonardo is a multi-talent. This platform is also a multi-talent. Yes, we did start out with the positioning many years ago of SAP Leonardo being the brand for our IoT, but we expanded that exactly a year ago at this event at Sapphire, where we said, no, Leonardo is the name for the portfolio of capabilities that you need to drive innovation, and they all run on the SAP Cloud Platform.
Got it. So in the keynote on Tuesday, the CEO of SAP, Bill McDermott, he talks about, it's not necessarily the best strategy to have best of breed in a bunch of different solutions. It's really about having end-to-end visibility of the data.
Yes.
And it seems like SAP Leonardo fits right into there. It's the ability to gather the data and then make it usable in a business process. Is that how you interpret it?
Yes, and I think he's very much correct. If I look at especially for instance at the whole of the supply chain process, we see more and more customers who would like to do, let me say, a digital supply chain of one. So you serve one customer, you have one order, you build exactly what the customer wants. However, that implies you have to do logistics of one, you have to do service of one, you have to do maintenance of one as well. So suddenly there's no room for fax, phone, Excel, disparate systems, because there's just too much data being shuffled from the real world to the business process world, but also within the business process world amongst the various elements. If I look at my sons, they have no tolerance for non-response. They want the answer now. And how do you do that if your whole mentality is batch or yesterday's data? So I think a lot of our customers will have to are also adjusting to the speed of business. And the speed of business is real time, almost real time. It is not like 20, 30 years ago that yesterday's data is okay or last week's data is okay, or somebody has a big printout of the availability of what's in the warehouse and say, yes, I have one. All of that has to go away, and this is where Leonardo fits in as a ability to collect data, to store data securely according to the legal requirements of the various countries where you are, to process the data, to do the alerts, do the workflows if necessary, to analyze the data. So it is, I mean, I sometimes talk about it as Leonardo as being a huge, big data refinery, because honestly a lot of folks say data is the fuel of the 21st century. Not true. Insight is it. It's like in the oil industry. Crude oil is useless. It has to be refined, and Leonardo is that refinery. And by the way, to just expand on the analogy of the oil industry, no oil spillages. Security is an important one. You can't spill anything along the way from actually taking it out of the ground to you're putting it into the gas tank of your customer. The same holds true for data. No data spillages allowed. I think some famous, let's call them Facebook, they just discovered what the consequence of an oil spill is.
Well, I don't know if they've paid the price yet, but we hope they get penalized.
Well, I think time will come where a huge data spillage should have the same consequence as what happened to BP in the Gulf of Mexico.
I agree. There needs to the importance of privacy is just too important.
Yes.
Part of your title of your job is go to market.
Yes.
When you have something as broad as SAP Leonardo and you're thinking about a go-to-market strategy, it seems like this is a C-suite proposition.
Yes.
Is that how you see it?
Well, my go-to-market responsibility relates to IoT and not the overall Leonardo. But yes, ultimately the need for these kind of data refineries, these kind of platforms, is going to be a C-suite discussion somewhere in the future. I think what you will see is, also using the analogy to the oil industry, the oil industry does not have as many refineries as imaginable, as few as possible. And that will ultimately also happen in the space of Leonardo, that companies will decide on a select few platforms in the business. If data is the fuel of the 21st century, then you actually want to keep it together, you want to manage it, it has got gravity, and hence you would like to keep it, or you data manage it in as few places as possible, and you take the complexity out. So yes, I do believe that the Leonardo discussion is a C-suite discussion, and it will become even more prominent with more customers as we go forward.
Great. Nils, I want to thank you so much for sharing your brilliance and your insight, and good luck.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
And I want to thank all of you guys for following.